our discussions. Okay, Lurian is here too. That's nice. That's awesome, guys. This time I remember to divide us in breakout rooms so we can discuss more time, So, hi, Lurian, how are you?
Good morning. I'm okay. How
Good
about you?
morning. Yeah, I'm okay. Like I was telling to the guy that today we have a great discussion. I think it's something that is hard to explain actually, but I think you guys have a great insights for that. And we are already on live. So hi YouTube. I am Lara. I'm a host on Mondays at 7 a.m. So I'm not a teacher. I'm just here to learn as you guys. So today we are going to discuss about a tough theme, and the theme is about good and evil. So we have 10 questions to us discuss about it, and I will send again for those guys that enter now. So let me see here. Also, as usual, I bring to us a brief vocabulary list so we can have this access more, uh, expand our vocabulary. So let me put on the comments. Okay, it's already there. And guys, I think what do you think? You prefer to divide us into breakout rooms or oh, okay, Yanka is here, so it's better to divide us. Nice. So let me see here. Hi, Yanka. Good morning. It's always good to see you.
Morning, Lara. Morning, guys. Thank you.
So I will send again the questions for you and the vocabulary list to start our discussions. Okay. So let me see here. Nice. So we can start. I will divide us, okay, guys, just a minute, in two breakout rooms, like one, and some of you will stay with me in the principal one. So let me just create here. Okay. Okay, guys, so I am creating the breakout rooms. I send the invite to go there, and 10 minutes after we will come back here. Okay, so here we are, and I think that we can start reading the first question. Can you start for us, Karina, please?
Sure, and see here. Do you think evil exists as an independent force, or is it simple the absence of good? Difficult question, I guess. But I think evil exists as a dependent force. Like, I think we have. I think it's the second question, but I think evil exists like sometimes is the absence of good, but I think sometimes like evil, a person who is evil, it's always evil, you know? Like when you see like the little kid that is like, I don't know, making an animal suffer, like trying to kill an ant piece by piece. So I think this kid is evil. Like I can explain, like, because I never thought about this theme, to be honest. It's really hard. But I think it's like a dependent force, like dependent force. And sometimes can be the absence of goods. So I don't know, it kind of depends. I don't have like a really strong opinion or idea about it, to be honest.
No, but we are going to discuss more deeper about it. But like you said it's hard to imagine it, children doing these things, So from my perspective, I think that it exists these two forces, but the human can decide if it will be influenced by them or not. So it's something that I have in my mind. And how about you, Yanka? Do you think this exists or not?
Um, well, I can be both. I'm with Karina, I guess. I was thinking about people that do something bad and knowing that that stuff it will be bad, or some people that do something just thinking about your own interests, knowing that other people will be hurt, I guess. In this case, I think that it's absence of good. In general, I think the most part that we can see in the world, it's absence of good, I guess, or a bad balance between good and bad characteristics or a bad person, I guess. Because I truly believe that we can't be totally bad and we can't be totally good too. This is a fact. So maybe I think more in this balance, and I think that there are more people that do not have so good aspects in your personality to balance well, I guess, with this.
I get it. I heard one time um, a powerful thought that people like evil people can do good actions and good people can do evil actions, you know. It's hard to define a people as good because in that way you it's in your mind it isn't possible for them to hurt us. It's not like how humans are, right? All people are able to do harm for us, even close people. So it's hard, like you said, Bianca, to define what one person to, oh, it's a good person. We say this often. Actually, I say this often. Like people around me, I think it's a good person, but we can generalize their actions, right? So nice, Bianca. And what do you think, Victor?
Okay, it's a harder question because what is evil from our perspective? Because from a human or societal perspective, evil is different. I think depends on the observed point of view. For example, in nature, there are many things for us humans that is considered, no, considerado, I don't know, considerado in English evil. But it's simple nature. It's a nature environment, nature flow. Okay. I think it's absence of something good from our perspective. In my opinion about this question is absence of God. Good.
Nice. Yeah, it's really hard to define. And the second question will ask to us about if human beings born inherently good, evil, or neutral. And after you guys say your opinion, I would like to bring us a philosopher that is called John Locke, and this theory it's called blank slate. So I will write for you. It's in Portuguese. I think you guys have heard on school, I don't know, but it's the tabula rasa. So people, it's like a blank paper, and during their lives they can like how can I say writing their paper, you know. So I will write for you. It's blank slate. And what do you think, Victor? Do you think people born evil, neutral, or good?
Yeah, I think we are born neutral, and with our life experience, we shape good or evil along of time.
Yeah. And I would like to I share this idea, and it's nice to think how we in the end of the life how this is late, how will be shaped, you know, what will
Mm-hmm.
be the final constructor of that, right? And what do you think, Karina?
Um, I think we like we're already born with something, but we shape our personality according to the environment. Because, for example, sometimes you can see like people living in the streets and they are like they have like a really hard life, like a lot of problems, a lot of traumas, and they're still good. Like the person's still good. You can see like it's not because they are like suffering a lot in the streets, they are bad. And we have sometimes like rich person that they have all the comfort, all that wealthy, and they are bad. So sometimes they are criminal, they are like stealing something from others. So I think it's being good or be evil, I think it's on us. Sometimes the environment can shape you in different way, but I think the most of the time you born with something. Of course, the race you have will transform sometimes, but I think it's your essence. You are a good person or you are like a bad person.
Yeah, I have this like I've heard people talking about some, I don't know if a good thing uh to have like a perspective, like people who has some disease or like a maniac, I don't know how to say, but murderers has some disease and they are born for that. I don't know if I agree with this idea. If person born with this disease have to be must to be evil on their life. I don't know what do you think, but can you answer for us, Yanka? What do you think? Good, evil, or neutral?
More neutral. I think that neutral, most part at least. Um, oh my God, let's see well, by rule, most part neutral, and then we have exception to this rule, people that was born too naive. I have a cousin, for example, Julia. I truly believe that she can't be evil. She can't. She can try, but she will not be well succeed. She can't do that. But as you gave a lot of example, we can see people that was born with something evil inside, like killing pets since we're a child, things like that. So by rule, I think we was born neutral, and as Karina said, we have our characteristics modulated by the environment, I guess, or stimulated by the environment. But we have exceptions to this rule of people that can be very good and people that was born with evil, in my perception. Yeah, I think it's that. And we have other examples. For example, a child that we see that do not follow a gender pattern, a girl that do not follow the girl pattern, or a child, a boy that do not follow the gender pattern. We see this, that sometimes we can have not a rule, but some pattern, and people that build other kinds of patterns, I guess, being different. But sometimes I think that's not a choice. It's something that we was born with.
Yeah, and I think the creation, like the education on the childhood, is extremely important to shape the action of the children forward. So unfortunately, I don't like see bad news. I think this really affect me, but I saw yesterday a case in Pernambuco that one children was murdered. Well, like she is 11 and who was murdered by her colleagues in school because she didn't want to kiss a friend, something like that. And I think like it's our children's are not they are not supposed to act like that. Like anyone is supposed to like act like them, but it's as Karina said. I think we have this force and I think the adults can bring this force to the children, because what they see on home and what are they reality. So it's a sad case that I don't like to see so much, but it's some point that I bring to us here. And as Victor said before, we have the third question. We can discuss even deeper. Can you read for us, Victor, please?
Okay, the 30, okay. How do culture and society shape our understand of what is evil? Okay, it's complex question because bring us two concepts, culture and society. I think culture influences behaviors through a set of values, and society through institutions, norms, and laws, I guess. For example, in Brazil, bring Brazil in, for my example, here we have a culture of taking advantage. Mais conhecido como levei vantagem. And it's complex talking about this topic because I think the culture influence a lot our perspective that what is evil. For example, today in Brazil, stealing and sometimes killing someone is basically not considered wrong or evil in Brazil for a culture perspective and society perspective. In my view of this example, okay, I think the culture influences a lot, and society write this in the papers. I don't know. Concretiza isso. I don't know this expression in English, but that's it.
You bring a great point, like some actions that it's for me it's clear wrong. People nowadays, I think it's numb are paralyzed by these actions, like was normal, as much these crimes happen, people are used to see them and not to understand the gravity of it, you know so it's
Yeah, deceiving others, corruption, stealing. It's for me. My perspective nowadays, it's a normal. It's a normal in Brazil. It's common. Okay, and it's very bad.
Yeah, like you say about corruption, and it's often I heard on social medias like, oh, this politician is good. The other side say, oh, but they have take I don't know how many hundreds of reais of the
Yes,
but they are
yeah.
okay, but my politician take just 200, it's
Yes.
better. Like the corruption is not a problem, so just they compare the amount of money
Yeah,
they made.
yes, yes. The minions evil, the less evil.
Yeah. And that's sad, we are discussing about this, but people generally don't discuss and just let it happen. And what do you think, Karina, about this?
It's difficult because to think about it, because for me, evil is different from bad. And we have like, for me, it's different things. We have like bad person and we have like evil persons. And for me, like the understanding of evil, I don't know how the culture and society shaped it. It's kind of from different culture, for different perspective, something can be evil or not. For example, terrorism, for example, for us, it's evil. For our society, it's evil. But for someone, like it's exploding a building for religious beliefs or something like that, it's not evil. It's like a different form of doing something because they have a different belief of different things. I don't know because I'm not expert and I'm completely ignorant in this subject. But I think depend of the culture you are, the society you are in, to have different perspective on what is evil or what is acceptable or maybe good in your culture. And different kinds of things, like for us, it's not necessarily evil, but it's not good to have more than one wife. For example, in the other society, it's good, it's okay, have more children, have more like family. So I don't know, I think it totally depends of the culture and society you are in.
Yeah, great point. Sometimes I think that has religions in general can be a wall to define one truth, you know, like this thing is wrong, but always will have this perspective. Okay, but from my point of view, it's not like then. So, but I think that we should to have one truth about these crimes in general, you know, because it can be relative to crimes. It's not about your perspective. I think it's a consensus, right? What do you think, Ianca?
Yeah, I agree with you guys, but the problem to me is that this rule change by the interest of people that are setting the rule, I guess. So what is evil or who is evil in this society? Can be people that rape or murder, but in some societies are people that are homosexual, for example. This is to be evil, you know, and condemned, mainly by religion, I guess. So this idea about what is evil sometimes too are made by some interest to make something evil and make people hate this thing too, you know, and not necessarily because that thing is evil, just because do not follow a pattern, sometimes a Christian pattern even. But I was thinking about religion too, but I was thinking about how we want to be loved too. How much do we want to be loved by others? And then we do things that sometimes we disagree, but evil things, like the example that you gave, Lara, about the children that killed the girl. Sometimes, you know, like people doing things to be accepted, like doing that thing, bad things with that girl, just to be accepted by the others in the group. It's like a efeito manada, I guess, but doing something evil, I guess. And I had other example, but I think that I forgot now. Oh my God, I'm sorry, but it was more or less, okay, I remember now. I don't know, it's cultural too, but it's different for our culture, I guess. I don't know if you know some forums in the internet that people chantageia or make other girls, make other children do things for them, like hurt yourself or cheirar desodorante, do these kinds of things, bad things like this. To me, it's the same effect that you want to be accepted, or you are evil in this case too. You have something evil inside you, and you do this for other people, I guess. So yeah, I was thinking about all these aspects, the religious aspects and the necessity to be loved or accepted, and yeah, the efeito manada, I guess.
Oh, I didn't know about the cheirar desodorante. In my adolescence, the thing was baleia azul. I don't know you already heard, you know. Momo was one too scariest thing that I saw. But yeah, like I think the environment potentialize what people are. You know, I think you can change a little trace of personality, but not who the person are. I think the environment, the people around us, just potentialize what we inside of us want to be, right? So if like I have the thing, if I intend to do something evil, but I am surrounded of people that disagree with that, I will keep inside of me this behavior. But if people, I have a group that support my actions and support my thoughts, I will be who I am. I think it's kind of these behaviors are made. So nice, guys. A great discussion, right? You guys are amazing. And then we have the question number 4. Can you read for us, Yanka, please?
Sure. Is there a difference between committing evil acts out of ignorance or doing so intentionally? Could be by ignorance at some point, like in that effect manada that I said before, that you just do because everyone is doing, are doing actually, sorry. But at the same time, when something hurts the basic rights of other people, and you know that, to me, this is evil. Like, but what is basic rights too can change by culture by culture. What is basic rights? But the right to live, to do not be hurt, even people that murder or raped, in my perspective, at least, for example, do not shouldn't be tortured, for example. So when you do something evil and you know that you are hurting some basic rights of other people, of other person, you can't say that it was because of you are ignorant. Imagine a dictatorship, for example. You can say that you did that because of your ideology. But if you do that, if you hurt someone by your ideology, knowing that that person is be hurting, knowing that totally, to me, it's not ignorance, it's intentional. Since this point, I guess. I don't know if I was clear, but it was this.
Yes, I understand your point, and I think this ignorance, I don't know, it's just a rare case that can be used ignorance to as an excuse, because if was this, all children would be evil, right? I think it's just a simple thought, because children's as don't know a lot of things, and so they should be evil than adults. I think it's my perspective that ignorance can just be used in some case. I think people are evil because want to be evil or are influenced by others just to potentialize where they are. And what do you think, Karina?
I agree with Bianca, but sometimes I think it's impossible to be ignorant about something that it's evil because I don't know, we have like the efeito manada, I totally agree. But sometimes I think that's evil. It's impossible, I don't know, to hurt someone or to kill someone being ignorant. I think you can have like you can be like, I forgot the English, but com se a cabeça quente, you are a lot of angry and you do something evil, but it's also intentionally because you know of the effects of the side effect of the action. So for me, it depends, but the most of the time, I believe that evil it's something intention because you are aware of the effects. Can sometimes cannot be premeditated, but can be by in the same hour. It's different to be uh premeditado and intentionally. I think the most of the times it's intentionally. Sometimes in I don't know for a slap you can do something like in a range moment or something, but you know that it's evil, I think.
I saw a lot of this excuse when I saw videos on YouTube, like we have I think a judge, and we have the person that like did something bad, not like a murder, but a kind I don't know, it's not murder, but people used to say, "Oh, I didn't know the law," but oh my God, you know the law, but are you just using an excuse to be accepted by what you have done, you know? Yeah, I agree with you guys. And what do you think, Victor?
Yeah, I think so. When there is no knowledge of what is going to happen, uh, it is still evil, but with the difference of the person knowledge. When you do something evil without knowledge about the consequence. But for example, um, Yanka bring us internet note. Um, the internet nowadays that's happened a lot of online cancellations and these these things sometimes expands. I don't know, side get out of the internet and go to real life with, I don't know the word in English, linchaments of innocent people because fake news or people ignorance. In Brazil, it's happening a lot when for example, the person is acusado for something real evil, but it's a fake news. Okay, and people kill or do something very evil with this example. Uh, for me, it's evil, but the only difference is the knowledge. But it is still a evil act.
Okay, so if I understand, like, we have this distinction about people that do something from fake news, you know, and people
Yeah,
that do this because, okay, I have this point of view and I will do that, right?
right.
Okay, I get it. So I agree with you too. Like in social media, it's crazy because people, it's a environment without law, you know, and people
Mhm.
think that they can do whatever they want, say whatever they want. And in real life, I guarantee that people who made waffle comments would not do this in face to face, right? Because on internet you feel like a brave person and you don't are, you know. Yeah, I agree with you, Victor. And we have the question number 5. For me, at least, is the most. I was expect no. I want to discuss about this one. And can you read for us, please, Karina?
Can ordinary people commit terrible crimes under certain circumstances? Yes, we can. I think when we need to defend yourself in a dangerous situation, for example, I don't know, in our cases, I know a lot of women that have like the shock things to have shock, you know, sometimes. But we can do to defend ourselves. Also, I've heard a story once that a guy accidentally killed her father because he was like under drug effects, and he pulled the father, and the father going out with the head in a calçada. I don't know how to say. So it's a evil thing. They killed the father, but was not intentionally because he was under. drug effects. So I think we can do like the terrible things, like evil things, under some circumstances. Most of the circumstances, in my point of view, is to defend ourselves, or drugs, alcohol, or this kind of things.
Oh, nice. And I would like to ask you one more question for you, like you said about this, people under drugs. Do you think that this person should be judged by the crime to murder their dad or just to use drugs? Because in this that way, be judged by killing your they her him the oh my God, I'm forgotten the word. But okay, but more than the dead would be not like under his control, right? What do you think?
But he killed someone. I think for example, when we are drunk and we drive, this is wrong. We are assumption the risk of doing something bad. I think with the drugs it's the same. So for me, my perspective, he should be judged by someone who killed someone, not intentionally, but he killed someone.
Yeah, I agree with you. I ask you this because sometimes we I heard on social media that okay, but the person was under drugs, but is this okay? She made that choice. It's, I don't know. It's have the addiction to involved, right? But it's a hard question. What do you think, Victor?
Yeah, I totally agree with Karina said. My opinion is the same, and in my case, for example, to defend your family, your children, something you love, your dog, your pet, I believe it's understandable to do things that are considered terrible in these cases, exceptional cases.
Yeah, it's hard. I think those questions are hard because we have different case. It's not we can't. It's hard to define one truth to all the case, you know. And what are your take on this, Ilka?
I agree that I return to that balance idea, you know. We can be more good than bad, but then something can happen, and then this balance bend for the other side, I guess. I remember, for example, cases of sisters or moms that killed her daughter rapist, for example, you know. To me, this person shouldn't be on jail, for example. Should be free, in my perception. It was a terrible crime, but you know, something happened to make this balance, something very, very bad happened to this balance go to the other side, I guess. So in this circumstance, for example, as Victor said, when involve our parents, our family, something bad happened to them, and you go to have a revenge or justice by our own hands, I think that this can happen. And I have another example of a colleague that they had a problem with a tree that was in his side of the house, but part of the street was in the neighbor's space. Then this neighbor put stairs, but later in the wall to argue with this my colleague. And then this colleague just pushed the ladder, the stair. And then the neighbor fell and died, like bateu a cabeça no chão. It was a discussion. It wasn't so intentionally, you know, what he did, but it was something very bad that happened by the circumstances, I guess. And this guy, this my colleague, it is a pastor. So it wasn't intentional, you know, it was just the life that make that happen, I guess. So can be circumstance and this thing of life, this thing of family, I guess.
And what happened? I'm curious now. What happened? The pastor was punished, like was in jail or not?
For some time, yes, but it was his first time on jail, like helping Mario. So he could pass through the process by his house. So it was okay, more or less.
Okay, I get it. I think it's hard to come back to church after that and pray, go teach other people. I don't know. I think it's hard to come back to their job. But nice guy, nice to know about that. And you give different perspectives, and this was really good because Benedetto of Evil, like Hannah Arendt, it's a philosopher, I don't know, but she was saying about the concentration camps. So people who in this government was obligated to do certain things like the soldiers, right? So people sometimes people do evil things with the excuse of okay, I am obedient uh, of the authority. So my boss obligated me to do that. I don't know. It's how this work. Of course, we have a lot of other questions, other points involved because I don't have the fear of losing a job, the fear of being killed. It's one of them in this period. But I think the moral action has to be prevalent in this circumstance. But you guys bring great discussions for us, and we can move on to the question number 6. Can you read for us, please, Vitor?
Okay. Should evil actions always be punished, or can forgiveness and rehabilitation be more powerful responses? Complicated question because my opinion is very hard on this. Né? There are crimes and circumstances of these crimes that are unforgivable, in my opinion. For me, there is zero tolerance for kind of some kinds of crimes with compromission, with a good judicial process. I think, or the people should stay in the jail for I don't know, forever, or know the God. Look at, for example, at Brazil, there are repeat offenders who are free. People who have killed several people and done very bad things are free in Brazil. It's very common. You see in the TV, oh, people, it's the 10 time of people is pega pela polícia ou já tem passagem. Enfim, it's complicated. I don't like to take a lot of this topic because this makes me a lot angry because it's complicated to see this situation. But yeah, in some cases, it's comprehensive because the people are sob efeito de drogas or álcool. This case is I don't know how explain this, but can be how can I say? Is in the question can be can be não podem ser reabilitados, okay, and in other case no. In my opinion, that's it.
Yeah, I get your point, and it's like I say, depend on the case, you know. And I think forgiveness, it's a feeling that the victim can give for the person that did a evil action, but the government should do the punishment, you know, because forgiveness is a feeling. I think that if like a son forgive the serial killer to kill their her son, she can decide to forgive, but the government should to punish, right? And what's your think, Karina?
It's a complicated question because I think when we are talking about evil, like evil and intentional acts, we need to punish. But what is the punishment? I don't know. I don't think if sometimes jail it's like something that it's working, for example. So I don't have opinion. I don't know this topic so well to have something to tell. But sometimes we can have like difference between what is evil, like what is a crime, or just something bad, like a mom who stole something because she needed to give to her son, for example. So this person shouldn't be punished sometimes, shouldn't be go to jail because of this type of crime, because it's even a crime sometimes. So I think depends and depends of the punishment because I don't believe the jail sometimes it's sometimes it's worse. I believe depends of the person, depends of the crime.
Yeah, I get it, and I agree with you. To have some case that punishment will have to be in a certain way. What do you think, Yanka?
Um, well, I'm not I'm not in favor actually of death penalty. To be honest, to me, it's not the solution. To take out the life of someone's life can be like the life in prison, can be peace if applicable, but death penalty to me it's sometimes can be unfair because we have not so good law system, and sometimes people that do not commit that crime are condemned. And imagine if you die by a system that do not work properly, I guess, sometimes, or work if you have a good lawyer and money to pay a good lawyer. Because if you don't, you are gonna die into the prison, you know? So to me, it's unfair, I guess. Even people that are recurrent in the prisonal system, I guess, shouldn't be killed because of this. Because again, who will be killed? It won't be a very big CEO that are stealing for a lot of people and making a lot of people die too, because do not have your salary or do not have properly conditions to work. It will be the poor people that will die by the state's hands into the prisonal system. So I'm not in favor of this, I guess. And about the punishment, we should have a better justice system, I guess, to make the law really happen and do not release people before the time. For example, if you took 10 years of prison, you have to accomplish 10 years of prison. Do not get out of with 3 years, you know. You have to make all that years, I guess. So it is.
Nice. I agree. We have this weak, I don't know, a weak system, justice. So I agree with you guys. So I will bring the other guys back so you can talk a little bit with them. I've just closed the room. Okay, in 30 seconds, they will be here. So it was a tough question, discussion, right? Because at least me, I don't have so much acknowledgement to bring a deep perspective, right? It's something that I don't think a lot, actually, unfortunately. But you guys give a widely perspective for me, and was really nice. So the guys are coming. And hi, Sydney. Hi, Marcio. Hi, Luian. Nice to see you guys again. And how was the conversation, Sydney? Was a tough theme? How it works?
Yeah, I appreciate it a lot. It was very interesting. It was deep questions to answer, but at the same time, very, very interesting because it's a kind of philosophical and the religious things, questions to, I think, point of view sides, because evil, I think everyone consider evil in a different way, and it will also depend of each culture, think each country, so it's group of people as well. So I appreciate it a lot.
Nice, because we take the same conclusion that if depends on what the person thinks. It's nice that we, in different rooms, we uh, take the same conclusion. And how was to you, Lurian? Was hard to answer? How do you think?
No, it was really great. I think the topic was really great. The questions are not the questions that we can just quantify the question. I said this is not yes or no. You need to understand that the why, where, what, it's really deep. And when we talk about people, we talk about actions and not traditions or culture. It's not so simple. So who I am to judge someone. So, in base of my background about what I believe is what you believe. So, I don't think this is easy questions, and because of that, the topic was so interesting. Thanks, Marcio and Sydney, and thanks everyone.
Nice, guys. And it's good a good environment to discuss this, because it's not in everywhere that we can have this discussion. Like, of course, that will have people, okay, we should kill someone that does some things. And we have this widely point of view that, okay, depends on the case. We can't generalize, take one rule for everything. So nice, guys. And what did you think, Marcio?
Yeah, was good, but for me, really hard to answer and really easy to understand because I believe that exists God and Satan, but I chose God.
Yeah, it's a thing that we can discuss in the culture point of view, a religion point of view, and you have to understand all the perspectives. So was really great have you in this morning, guys. Thoughtful conversation, and I wish a great week for you all. And we will see in the next week. Okay, so have a nice day and have a nice.